If you want to be successful at finding double dies, then you definitely need to listen to me and watch this video. I'm going to give you the bare bones actual information that you need to find double dies. This will set you on pace to where you will be looking for the right things and you will actually find double dies. But first, here's my website, portsmouthcoinshop.com. Here is the menu. If you're on your phone, it'll be three little lines and you click on it and it'll drop down and you can go to any part of the website. But you can also scroll down through and see everything on one page. I have it set up like that. I have Morgan dollars, all kinds of really nice Morgan dollars. And I have more to come. Let me show you here. You see behind me, those are all 110 Morgan dollars, and I'll be doing a video on some of those. But anyways, we have all these coins up for sale, different types, currency. We have some 90% up and ungraded coins as well. And we have auctions, so you can check out our auctions. So now let's talk about double dies. First, you want to know the coin type and denomination. I know that sounds kind of funny, but you need to know your coins. So you need to buy a red book. The red book price guide, even though you don't have to go by the prices, it has the information in it to help you identify your coin type and the denomination. The denomination is kind of easy. Most people know they got a cent when they see a cent. But still yet, you got to start for the bare bones, the basics. Then you know you have your date, your mint mark, and you need to know if it's approved for a business strike. That is extremely important. People usually get the coin type, denomination, the date, and the mint. I mean, that's kind of easy. Not trying to be insult anybody's intelligence. But when it gets to the proof in the business, that's where the stumbling starts. Because you want to make sure when you're looking up double dies or coins in general, whether you have a proof or a business strike, and that the listings that you're looking at, the information that you're looking at is looking at proofs or business strikes. It's showing you proof for a business strike. So we'll cover that. The other thing is never need it so bad that you don't think critical. Okay? And I was going to say look at things critically. You don't want your coin to be an error or a variety or a double die so bad that you don't think critically. You want to prove it wrong before. Typically when you try to prove something wrong and it is what it is, then you'll prove it right. I mean, that's how it can work. And then die marks don't matter if it's not a double die. This is the one that is backwards. If you are looking for the die marks on a listing because it doesn't look like the double die and you think it should still be the double die, that's not how it works. You identify it as a double die first, then you look at the die marks to see which double die it is, because some dates and mints and denominations and coin types, proofs and business will have multiple double dies. Different die pairs were doubled. So there's going to be differences. That's how you identify them with the die marks. You don't identify the double die with the die marks. So let's look at some resources and go into more depth of what I'm talking about. So here's Wexler's double die varieties. It has double die listings and RPM listings and OMM listings. Very good website here. If you don't even find your coin, it's so important to learn the coin minting process. It's right here. Also, images of double dies. The more you look, the better off you're going to be at it. And then we have Brian's, it's variety coins, which is the double dies for Jefferson Nichols. And this is very good too. You want to have this site bookmarked as well. Error-ref also will help you out in a lot of ways, especially with errors more than anything. But it has double dies in here as well. But errors and varieties are two different things. They both happen during the coin minting process, but they are different. There are different classifications, 3 different classifications of errors. You got the planchet division, you got the striking division, you got the die division. And that's very important to know those distinctions. Those are the basics for anybody who's trying to find, and it shows you here. You got, they call them die varieties, die errors, planchet errors. You click on all of these and learn about them. And then here's Variety Vista, which is what I want to look at here, and I want to show you something. So when you're doing this, we're looking at the Jefferson Nichols here. We're going to look at the Lincoln Cent. And we're looking at a particular double die, but I want to back up a little bit and show you this. This is FS101, okay? Pavese Stanton. Now, the thing about these two, these are mint state business strikes. That's what a business strike is. It's a mint state coin that was intended for circulation, so it's a circulation strike. This one has PR. That's proof. And you can tell it's a proof. You got a little bit of reflectivity. It's a little different. The numbers on here are a little bit thinner. Of course, it's not double die like this one. So when you do click on the double die and you're looking and your G don't look like this and your T and R don't look like this and your date doesn't look like this, but you start seeing these marks right here and you start seeing these stains, which are post-mint, by the way. And you scroll down and you start looking and it shows this and you're like, I've got this, it's got the stains here, it's got those lines, it has to be the double die, right? And it's touching the rim. No, that's not how it works. You want to look at the actual doubled features of this coin before you think you have the double die. That goes for anything. Die marks are not going to matter if the coin's not double die in the first place. And by the way, each one of these coins are struck by a die that's already doubled, and it's a die run, and that's why it's called a variety. These coins aren't double struck. Double struck is a mint error. That's a striking issue. That's under the striking division. These double dies are under the die division, where there's a die change or something happened to the face of the die that changed the design, and the design was doubled on these. It is a mistake. You can technically call it an error at the mint, but you don't want to be misdefining in the sense that it doesn't describe it properly. So you want to call it what it is, and it's a die variety, not an error. But as you can see, there's doubled features, and that's what you want to look for. There are some double dies that have a lot of different dies that were doubled, and this is one of them. And you can see all the listings for 72. I mean, you've got 6 right here for the Denver Mint. And we'll take a look at the 004. And it shows you all the features that you're looking for. But not just die marks. Like I said, most of these are showing you the double. That's what you need to look at. But what my recommendation is that you're looking for double dies, go through these listings and look at each image. Find them. If you don't know what they look like and you're looking for die marks, then you're defeating the purpose, because you have to know the differences between what doubled features look like and strike doubling. And I mean, I can show you strike doubling, and some of these are going to look like it because you're looking at 2D images. What you want to know, what the main thing is, and I'm going to show you that here on the nickels. We'll look at the double die listings here, because this is the ones that's going to confuse people. So these are proofs. PR, PR, PR. People are looking at this, and there is some reflective doubling, which is not really doubling, but it's just a reflectivity from a little bit of die deterioration or just the way the die cavity is. But when you look at this listing right here, I'm going to bring it up, you're going to see the outline here. And then you're going to see this, and people are going to be like, that's a double die. No, what you're looking for is thickness of letters too. I know that some double dies to people look like that they're flat filled strike doubling, but they're not, because the letter's actually thicker. So that's what you want to look for, is thickness. And you'll have to have a normal to compare it to sometimes. But when it comes to proofs are a little bit different. They're harder to identify double dies. Sometimes they're not as dramatic, and you've got the reflective quality around the devices. That could confuse you as well. We'll take a look at another one here. And they don't look that doubled. I mean, I understand that. But the thickness, you can see this is thicker. So when you're looking, make sure you know if it's a proof or a business strike. If there's no listings for a proof for your coin, it's probably not a double die. I know there's discovery coins, but if you're trying to get into discovery coins and you don't understand double dies in the first place, that's another no-no. That's an error to do that for yourself, because you're just self-defeating. You don't know what double dies are, but yet you're trying to find a discovery. It doesn't make sense. You make sure that you want to not put the cart before the horse. Not to be cliche, but it's just the truth. You can literally self-defeat and never find a double die and get frustrated. So you don't want to self-destruct your efforts. And you definitely want to follow my advice on this And you want to make sure that you understand the difference between, die varieties and errors. Also that the dies were already struck and that multiple die pairs for some dates and mints were doubled differently. They have different die marks, but they have different doubled at different directions, plus proofs and business strikes. So you want to know what you're looking at when you're looking at listings. So you're looking at the right listings, because I've seen people take a proof listing and try to say their business strike was doubled based off of the proof listing. It don't work like that. It's completely different. So anyways, thanks for watching my latest video. Please like, share, and comment. And head over to portsmouthcoinshop.com because we got a lot of coins to look at. But thanks for watching and have a great day.